Hey, guess who's giving away T-shirts? My man here, Zach. But you know why? Because the browser extension isn't available yet. But it will be. It will be sometime around Thanksgiving.
The week of Thanksgiving.
The week of Thanksgiving. Thankfully so. We'll have something to be thankful for. And so will you once the Google Play Store approves the app.
I think it's called the Play Store. Yeah, it's like you have to. It's super interesting. If anyone's interested, comment down below. And if I see that you say that you're interested in learning about the business side of this, I'll follow up with you. It's super interesting.
But anyway, comment down below, and you could possibly win one of our T-shirts.
I feel like Clark Kent right now.
You look like Clark Kent. If it's taxable, it's negotiable, or knowledge is power. T-shirts are available at the merch store.
Yep, and we're going to do the Thanksgiving giveaway. So join us Thanksgiving Day. That's when we're going to announce probably we're up to 20 T-shirts we owe people. So that's exciting.
For them.
Yeah, it costs me $15 each T-shirt. So that's that. Hey,
yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Hey,
team, get the freaking thing out. But I'm not complaining. Yeah. All right, what are we talking about today, Tim?
I think what we're talking about today is what the approximate profit built into every manufacturer's cars are. Yep. So the profit margin in these cars, what you can figure the profit is from invoice to MSRP. And I'm going to preface this by saying these are estimated averages.
Yep.
So
for a brand.
Per brand. So certain models within a brand could be less.
Yep.
And certain models within a brand could be more, depending on the MSRP.
And let's be super honest and transparent with everyone that's watching this. In the Your Auto Advocate Market Price Report, there is a suggested offer price.
Yes.
Okay, when you plug a VIN in, I'll put it up on the screen. When you plug a VIN in, it'll then have a suggested offer price. That algorithm, to use a fancy word, takes into account what my dad's about to walk through and also the negotiability score, which is another thing that my dad helped come up with. If you can imagine, we're at this first iteration of it. The next iteration is what my dad just said, breaking it down by every single make and model, so that I think the example you used in the blog post, Dad, was like a Mercedes-Benz C-Class is going to have a lot less profit built into it than a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. The G-Wagon is going to have a heck of a lot more. But this is directional for you to understand how much margin is built in, comes from your mind, and we're going to use this and get more granular to improve the suggested offer back in the market price report.
Yes, so that's why what we're going to share with you is estimated averages per brand.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll go through these. Should we just go through the major brands?
Yeah, let's get through the major brands and any standout, that you think are worth calling out.
Acura, for example, estimated would be about an 8% margin. If you're looking at say an MDX, it might be closer to 9 or 10%. If you're looking at an ILX, it might be closer to 5 or 6%. But on average, it would probably be around 8%.
And I just want to preface, you did an awesome video. We filmed it over in that chair, I don't know, 8 months ago now. I'll link to it up somewhere on the screen, wherever it goes, talking about how dealerships actually make money. So if you're interested in that, as we go through the amount of margin that's built in, you're like, that doesn't seem like a lot. Or maybe you think that it seems like a ton. I don't know. Watch that other video. You go in depth about the 3 profit centers of a dealership, the factory incentives. It's a great video. It doesn't have a ton of views, surprisingly, but it's really in depth and worth watching.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is the margin isn't what's important. What's important is what the manufacturer incentives are to the dealer and to the customer. But what you want to do as a customer is you want to know what the approximate margin is so that you can work the discount off of MSRP and get closer to paying invoice for a vehicle, then less any incentives that there might be. You don't want to just use the incentives to reduce the selling price. You actually want to get a discount off the selling price so that you can off of the MSRP so that you can get a lower selling price and then take advantage of the manufacturer incentives. Alfa Romeo, another one that's approximately 8%. Audi, BMW, they're both at about 8%. Some models are going to be more. An A8, for example, is going to be more than, an A3. Don't know why. There's only 5 numbers separating them, but there's thousands upon thousands of dollars. And the incentives from Audi will be much larger on the A8 than they are on the A3.
And you managed an Audi dealership for a while, so you know this from the back.
It wasn't uncommon to have somebody on an A8 and be able to discount it somewhere between $20,000 and $25,000, which only indicates to me that, well, the son of a bitch is overpriced to begin with. But that's besides the point. The savvy buyer wants to say, hey, I was able to get a $100,000 car for $78,500.
It feels good.
Yeah, it's probably why they do it like that.
All right, so 8% is kind of this general rule of thumb for like these luxury-esque brands.
And for most of your GM brands, it's going to be about 8%.
Okay.
Okay. Chrysler, Dodge, going to be about 7%. Fiat, not that anybody's buying them, but Fiat is going to be about 5%. The incentive should be huge on those because nobody wants them.
Yep.
Ford's going to be about 8%. Honda is going to be about 6%. Hyundai about 5 on average.
Yep.
Some models are going to be higher. Palisades for one would be higher.
Yep.
Infiniti is going to be about 8%. Jaguar will be 8 on the low end. Could be
much higher on the high end.
Yes.
Some of their SVR performance ones, I imagine. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Jeep about 6%. Kia about 5%. Land Rover, much like Jaguar, about 8%. And that's on the low end. Lexus, Lincoln, both about 8%. I have Lotus on here. I don't know why. That's probably about 7 or 8%.
Yep.
But there's 10 people in America that are buying them every year. So that's an exaggeration. Maybe it's 20. Maserati, that's about 10%, and nobody's buying those. Mercedes-Benz 8 Mini. On average is about 6%. Some are slightly higher.
Yep.
Some are slightly lower. Mitsubishi 5%, Nissan about 6%, Porsche about 8%.
Yep. And you've got, and again, just because you said Porsche, again, the spectrum of a Porsche, a base Porsche Macan, 8%. A Porsche 911 GT3 RS,
going to be a little
30%.
It's not going to be 30.
You know what I mean? It's going to be way more than 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Dodge Ram trucks about 8%. Subaru about 6%, and along with Toyota, Volkswagen, and Volvo probably around 8%.
Yep.
And those, as I said, are just averages. There will be models within each brand that will have a lower one.
Yep.
And models within each brand that will have a much higher margin. So when you negotiate a car deal, and you know that the margin is about 8%, say on a Buick.
Yep.
So you can if you're looking at a $40,000 Buick, well then you're looking at something that has about $3,200 margin built into it. That's before all the factory rebates and incentives that they use, so that they can end up ultimately discounting the vehicle a total of 13, 14, 15%. Depending if it's like some of these trucks where they get to 20%.
Yep.
It's because of all the incentives on top of the margin.
It's the two-pronged approach. You have the dealer discount.
Yes.
And that's legitimately what you're negotiating and getting
Yes.
a discount on. And then any and all applicable factory incentives.
Yes.
This is directionally what the suggested offer price back in the market price report supplies to you. We're working on it. We're going to make it better. We know it's the most important thing for us to focus on is getting that suggested offer price to be dialed in on a per make basis instead of, or on a per model basis,
Yes.
excuse me. And so we're just being crystal clear. These are guidelines that you can use. Like if the suggested offer price looks really wonky back in the market price report because the dealer's advertised price is that fake internet price, we know. We're working on it. We're going to find a workaround. But in the meantime, reference this video, reference the blog post, the fact that it's 8% on the Buick. Like work with that, please. And don't send the email that says, well, you say I can get $20,000 off this Buick. It's like, we're working on it. We're working on it. Building that out programmatically is actually really tricky.
Yes.
All right, you took the watch off. It's watch time.
Here. This is my newest Happy Watch. It's a voodoo face, as you can see. It has it's a face two eyes. Each has actually two movements in it. It has two movements in it, one for the hour and one for the minutes. It's
Happy Watch, limited edition.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. It's probably the most overpriced cheap watch I've ever bought. I mean, it came with a dent in the back, and so it's a little disappointing in that respect. But it's kind of cute, and they have, I believe, two Seiko movements in there. So at least the movements are good. The rest of it's just a piece of but that's besides the point.
You're adorable, man.
But that's one of my new watches. Oh, I have another new watch, but it's
another
in my watch
video. You'll
case.
have to wear it in another video.
Yeah. So there you have it. We'll keep you posted as to when I get more. I think there's another 2 or 3 on. I don't know why I keep buying all these watches, but I do. God love you.
You know what we'll maybe do when we do our cross country trip, and we'll obviously be filming that. When we stop at places, we'll have to
check out watches. Yeah. We'll go to every little town's best watch store.
All right, Dad. Well, thank you for your time, like always.
My pleasure, Hanson.
The comment to win the T-shirt. We'll be doing a live stream soon for the Thanksgiving one for sure. Check out the market price report if you haven't already. It's free. Use these discounts.
Remember, if it's free, it's for thee.
I like it.
Yeah, my new slogan.
All right, Pops. Thanks.
Thank you.